Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here in MLB The Show 22. And we've simmed forward just a little bit. Now we're about to get into the month of June. We're just about to get into the MLB draft, which obviously having the number one draft pick is going to be very, very important for this franchise going forward. It's definitely big. We got to do our best. That number one pick. And, rounds going further, at least the top two picks have got to be good. So, in the month of May, we ended up going 11-17. Not as bad as I thought. You split with the Yankees, 2 or 3 loss to Tampa Bay, take the series versus Detroit, lose 2 or 3 to St. Louis. I mean, it's not too bad. Could have been worse. Still don't have a very good record, but it's not like we're really expecting too much this season. As you can see, we have scouted as best as we possibly could. Now, if you're not familiar with the scouting in franchise, what you do is definitely scout a guy for maybe 2 days, and then you have to go to it. So that's exactly what you got to do. 2 days, get into a new player, keep going as much as possible, and still sometimes you don't have enough time, and you will probably by the end of a few rounds, we'll run out of guys we've scouted, and we kind of just have to guess at it. But here we are at the draft, number one pick. And what do we go for? I mean, really anything, to be honest with you. We're just going to see who's the best available there that we think is the best available and go for it. You can see Calvin Davidson, but we didn't scout him. 80 potential. He could be very good, but he could be also bad. I've seen guys that say 80 potential, 70 overall, and then you scout him and they drop down to like 60, 55 potential. So we're definitely going to go with a sure thing. So first got to look at is Danny Diaz. 70 overall, they're saying 75 potential. Very good contact. Can do things very well. So they're saying possibly could be 2023 MLB, estimated time. And then we got Steve Ortega. He's actually from Maryland. 4-pitch pitcher. Good stamina. Good break. The hits and Ks per 9, not too bad. So he looks pretty good. You got Ryan Hanna out of Texas. 22 years old. His hit home runs per 9, pretty good there. He has actually got 5 pitches. Very high velocity. So that's definitely a possibility as well. And we've scouted those guys, so I think we know for sure that these guys are definitely a sure thing. I think we're going to go with Steve Ortega. Maryland, why not? From the Maryland area, drafted by the Orioles. Here you go. I think this is a good one. I think we're going to take Steve Ortega with the number one overall pick. Plus, he's only 19, so he's got 3 more years on Hanna. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good pick. We'll take that one. Let's get into our second pick here. Still got plenty of guys. Alex Geronimo is up there in potential, but overall very low. We got Elvis Pena, Felipe Vargas. Let's take a look at Jose Rosario out of Cuba. Not too bad. Let's take a look at overall. We got Ryan Martinez. We have him scouted decently. I know it's in the yellow, but still, I think that should give us enough. He's a switch hitter, throws left. He's only 19 years old. I mean, we don't have to worry about the switch hitting as a pitcher, obviously, but 4-pitch pitcher. Looks pretty good. I would say he looks solid as well. So maybe we'll just take Ryan Martinez. 2 pitchers here in the first 2 picks of the draft. You can never have enough pitchers. I think it's like corners and football. It just never can have enough at all. You can always trade them if you have to, but yeah, you can convert starters into closers, bullpen guys. So I think that's, never have enough starters. Third pick, Richie Ponce. I don't know if it's Ponce or Ponce. I'm not sure which one we're going to go with there. But 6'4", he's only 18 years old, out of Puerto Rico. 75 potential, let's say, and 65 overall. Solid with the hitting stats. Not much in power, but speed as well. So that could be a possibility. Go down the list. Still got a decent amount of guys scouting. Sometimes if you don't scout right, you could be already at this 3rd round, and you don't have any guys really scouted at all. So, looking pretty good at the moment. Keep going through here. See if there's anybody here. Here's Jack Brubaker, 18 years old. Really doesn't a whole lot. Same with Finnegan. I think we're going to go with Ponce. We're going to say Ponce. That's what we're going to say. Ponce. And we're going to draft Richie Ponce. He is going to be the 3rd pick in this draft. He's only 18 years old. So, that's another kind of advantage we got going on there. Let's go into round number 4. Now we're going to get down to guys we probably haven't scouted a lot of. Taking a look at that MLB estimated time where they're thinking. And we've got Robbie Suter at 19 out of Kentucky. 70 overall, 75 potential. He's a closer. I mean, that's solid work right now for a 4th round pick. Even if he say like a C potential, I think that's a possibility. I think we'll take him. Let's go keep going here. I think so far this draft has been pretty good. I can't wait to see what these guys are going to turn out to be. I think our first 2 picks are 100% solid. I have no doubt about that. We're going to have 2 solid starting pitchers, my guess. But as the later rounds obviously continue here, we'll see. Raul Francisco, 19 years old, out of Mexico. Shortstop. He's got good speed, good fielding, just doesn't do a whole lot more. Logan Finnegan, a better bat. Yeah, look at this. He's up there with the base running ability. Both shortstop. Who do we go with here? Either way we take one of these guys, they're definitely going to be more of a developmental type guy. And then you can see the guys that are up here with the 80 potential. Nobody's drafted yet. That's a real risk. But I think we'll have to probably do it here in the later rounds. So do we take one of these guys possibility? I'm not sure. Maybe we take a guy that we've looked at, Raul Rodriguez, 21 years old, Dominican. Looks good. I don't know. This is a tough one. You get these later rounds, it's definitely tough. Maybe we just take one. We're going to take Finnegan. We'll take Finnegan. I think it's a solid pick. He's only 19 years old. We'll definitely have to. He's not going to, be years away. I mean, he'll be years away, meaning he won't be like a year away from getting up to the big league. So we'll definitely have to develop him for sure. So, taking a look at these guys here as we get later on, we're going to take Calvin Davidson in round 6. Guy we haven't looked at, but we're going to take a chance. Why not? It's our last pick. It's worth a shot. So, that's going to be the draft. Let's take a look at what we got here. So, Steve Ortega. You can see the 94 potential. He's in 73 overall, 8 potential. Definitely worthy of a number 1 pick. Left-handed pitcher, cannot complain about that. 19 years old. I mean, maybe give him a year, maybe year and a half. We'll see how he performs. We'll start him out in Double-A. And, man, I'm liking what I'm seeing. This could be... We better have hit on the number 1 pick. That's no doubt about it, and I think we did with Steve Ortega. We'll have to, down the line, see what happens maybe next year with the other pitcher we were thinking, Ryan Hanna. Ryan Martinez. He's a 68 overall, B potential. Obviously, another left-handed pitcher, only 19 years old. So I'm liking the ages. I think that's the good thing. They're going to have plenty of time to develop, and that's good. So Richie Ponce, 18 years old. He's a B potential, 69 overall. Good plate vision and discipline. Absolutely outstanding with the clutch. Can't complain about that. Good reaction time. Good arm. Very good with the base running ability, and he's got good contact. So give him maybe a couple years in the minors. He could be a solid player for you. Not bad for a 3rd-round pick. Robbie Suter, he's a C potential, 65 overall. Same thing. Only 19 years old. Can really develop into a very solid bullpen arm. So I think that's pretty good. Logan Finnegan, he is only a 48 overall. Wow. C potential. He is going to need a lot of work. Will he ever make a big league team? I'm not sure. But same thing. He's only 19 years old. You just never know how guys will progress. So maybe he progresses. We'll see. And Calvin Davidson, we hit it. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do. We did. We didn't scout him at all. And he ends up being a 69 overall, B potential. Looks like an outstanding. Has a lot of velocity. Good break on his pitches. Very good arm. He's only 18 years old. So, man, the 3 starting pitchers we got out of this draft, wow. We have some arms in the organization for next year. These guys really look fantastic, and can't wait to see how they're going to perform. Hopefully, they're going to be fantastic, and because we might be moving to season number 2 quicker than I'm thinking. So right now, 19-38, and that's really why. There's really not too much to the season. It really was all about Adley Rutschman and getting up a Grayson Rodriguez. That's really it. I don't know if Rodriguez is close yet. He's kind of struggling a little bit in AAA. ERA over 5. So I'm thinking right now, we're just going to progress a lot quicker here through season number 1, get into season number 2, because we can make some moves in the offseason. I don't think we're going to make anything crazy and say, but get more of these younger guys even closer to the bigs. And now these guys that we just drafted, I'm going to be really interested to see what Ortega can do. Pretty good to start. It might not be too long because I don't think our rotation is going to be, there's going to be spots available even within the next year or 2. But going through the standings, nothing really crazy, man, about the Pirates. Oh, they were absolutely awful. 13 wins? They only had like 150, 60 runs. Oh, that's just absolutely terrible. I thought we were doing bad, but not that bad. Go through the stats here. Cedric Mullins, Ryan Mountcastle with 14 homers apiece. I'm telling you, I think Mountcastle could hit like 40. I know he hit 33 last year. I think he can hit 40. I think he definitely has the bat for it. He's having a really good season. Mullins with 11 stolen bases, so I mean, he might be on pace for another 30-30 season. I don't know if anybody in actual baseball history has done back-to-back 30-30s. Possibly. I could be wrong on that one. I have to check the stats, but Mullins could do it. Rushman performing well. 5 homers, 17 ribbies. He's got 282 average, on OPS of 817. Let's go down. He's got a 1.2 WAR, 184 ISO, which is pretty decent. So he's performing well. Cannot complain what Adley Rushman is doing right now. He's not struggling really at all. You can see he's on fire at the moment, so that is awesome to see. We'll have to definitely jump into another game, probably player lock sometime in the line before we finish this season with him. See Mountcastle right now with a 939 OPS with Mullins right behind him. So those two guys right now, I mean, Rushman's third. I know obviously he doesn't have the amount of bats that everybody else has, but still, he's putting up some very good numbers. As for the pitching, not so much. See John Means, Zimmerman, both 2 and 6. Lopez does have 11 saves on the season. Oh, man, Brian Baker with a 17 ERA. Not good. You can see a bunch of these guys in the bullpen. Our best ERA is John Means at 3.67. We don't even have anybody under 3.3 ERA. Yeah, that's not good. Tyler Wells will be out for a couple months. Jordan Lyles right now at a 4.95 ERA. Dean Kramer at a 6.71, and that's with him on fire. Pitching is not good. That is what this needs a complete overhaul into next year. Obviously, there's guys, but you can see, yeah, let's go down to AAA. And that's why I was thinking, man, maybe we bring up Grayson Rodriguez, but he's got a 5.03 ERA. He's 2 and 5. He's struggling. Whip of 1.51. I can't bring a guy like that up. Same with DL Hall, 6.35 ERA, 1.61 whip. He might have to be moved down to AA. He's 0 and 7. So I can't really do anything about that. I think those guys possibly, I mean, Grayson Rodriguez I think would stay, but man, I think we possibly might have to move DL Hall down. Now, as for gameplay, I wanted to jump in a game here with Trey Mancini. Now, Trey Mancini is obviously an interesting player. We have to think about trades. I don't know if I want to trade him. He's kind of a hometown hero. You know, his rookie season was fantastic. He hit 293, 24 home runs, 78 RBIs in 2017. The next year, similar numbers, but his average really dipped. So he kind of had that sophomore slump. But after that, the next year, 35 home runs, 97 RBI, hit 291. He was fantastic. And then obviously he gets cancer, absolutely awful. Just, you know, really lucky just to be alive, to be honest with you. You know, skips out, misses a whole season because of that. And obviously the COVID-driven season, but misses that. Comes back last year, little slow, 255, 21 homers, 71 RBI. So he's still got plenty of ability. Still young, and I definitely, you know, I want to see him produce even more, and hopefully he can get back to that season where, you know, over 30 home runs, close to 100 RBI, and I think he can definitely do that. He can play first base, he can play out in the outfield, left or right field, obviously DH. So I think he is a guy that, you know, maybe people you could think maybe other teams would think about trading for him. For me personally, I think he's going to stay. I like him on the team. And there's guys that, you know, are already on this team that I'm fine with. And that's really on the offensive side of the ball. That sounds like football. But, yeah, Mancini, Austin Hayes, obviously Mountcastle, and Mullins, I don't want to get – they're not going anywhere for me. I think they are definitely staying. But there's other pieces, like even like Jorge Lopez with his speed, I'd rather keep him as a utility player. So there's guys offensively that, for sure, that I don't think they're going to go anywhere. But there's a couple guys maybe possibly they could be traded, but really, I don't know what you're going to really get for them, to be honest with you. There's not a whole lot. As we lose this game to the Cubs 9-7, and it was not a good performance with us for Trey Mancini. It was not good at all. It wasn't, we didn't get anything. Nothing at all, but 15-7's the final on 13 hits. Yeah, wow. That's not good, but yeah, that's your problem. The problem is, we knew it, it's pitching. That needs to complete overall. I think we got some good offensive players that can be very good, maybe add a piece here or there. Pitching is the big one. for sure. Now, another guy I wanted to look at here as we'll jump into a game with him, and that's Anthony Santander. This is another guy that's, I don't mind him. His whole career's been with the Orioles, got him off waivers, but the thing is that he has problems with injuries. So right now, it's fine. He's playing, lost some win in the offseason, but he has a lot of ability. Last year, he had 18 home runs, 50 RBIs, but he played 110 games. The shortened season of COVID, he he only played 37 games. He had 11 home runs, 32 RBI, hit at around 261 with a 315 on base. I mean, solid numbers for playing a half-shortened season. So, and then the season before, when he only plays 93 games, he still hits 20 home runs. So what could he do in a full season? As you see, this one's ripped out into right field, and it's going to end up short. But he has a lot of power. He's a very good at bat. Fielding, he's okay. It is what it is. But he has got a very solid bat. And this is one of the guys, Trey Mancini, do I want to trade him? No. I think he stays. Anthony Santander, I would like to keep him. But is he the only trade chip that we really have and possibly could? You can see what he's hitting right now, 274, 12 homers. He's performing well. Maybe a bat that a playoff contender would want, but the question is, what would they be willing to give up for him is the real question, because we want something in return. You can see 38 RBIs, he's 10th in the AL at the moment, but we want something back for Santander as he crushes this one, and this one's way back. Will it get in there? And it's back there in the fountain. See you later. So there's home run number 11 for Santander, and that's what he can do. He's got a great at bat. He has to, be a little bit more disciplined. Actually, home run number 13. Sorry about that. Number 13 of the season, but stay healthy. Could be something we go, keep for the future. I think we got, a year maybe left on his deal. We'll have to take a look at that. I think he has one more year of arbitration, and then he hits free agency. So maybe this is the time to possibly get a trade done with him and, don't really have to worry about getting him off the books, but at least get something in return, that maybe a prospect comes back, that maybe a prospect that might be ready for, say, next year. But are you, I guess I guess he's a replaceable guy. We could sign somebody maybe like this in free agency and get something in return. As he crushes this one as well, this one's back and it's near the warning track and out. But maybe this is the trade chip. Not Mancini. Maybe Santander is the guy we go with. As we do ended up winning this ball game here in Kansas City with the victory. So, always good to see you win. Never, want to, lose ball games for sure. Want to succeed as much as possible. But with the team we got, not always a key. But that's a good pitching game. You see, only allowing 5 hits, 1 earned. Aiken gets his first victory of the season. 6 hits only for us. I mean, it ends up to Santander. The 2-run shot we hit, that was it. But yeah, Keegan, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Best outing of the season. Bullpen looked very good, only allowing 1 hit in 3 innings. So can't really complain about that. But that's what I'm looking at. Because I'm thinking maybe we go to the trade deadline through Sim, go to trade, maybe play a ball game next time with, maybe play a game with Rushman. But looking at these guys, I mean, who do you trade? I don't know. Yeah, Santander, I think is the only one we could probably get something in return for. So especially with that B potential, we might be able to get something back. But now into the month of June, yeah. So maybe we'll sim through the month of June. We'll go into July. We'll go to the trade deadline, do something there, and probably sim the rest of the season from there on out. And get into the offseason and get into season number 2. And next year, do I expect playoffs? No, not at all. I don't expect playoffs at all, but I think we'll be much improved and we'll definitely have a more competitive ball club. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. I do appreciate it. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more MLB content. And I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.